Hey, y'all, this is episode 18 of YeahManThePodcast. You're here with your man, JP the Creator. This is Ben Awesome Newsom. And our special guest today is the Black Dr. Phil, man.
How you doing?
So why they call you the Black Dr. Phil?
Man, because, Dr. Phil on his show will be giving out advice, but it never really be useful for black folks. So I started posting a lot of stuff, about women and just life situations that was real, you know? And I was like, well, I am kind of like giving advice like Dr. Phil, but I'm black. So, I'm not white, so why not call myself the Black Dr. Phil? So I kind of just went with that and ran with it. And that's what it's been ever since,
So did you like the show, or you just kind of like, how do you feel about the actual Dr. Phil?
Oh, no, I love Dr. Phil. Don't get me wrong. I love the show. I love the show. Like, Dr. Phil's real.
Okay.
But I think a lot of the stuff is like, sugar-coated.
Right.
And me, I don't sugarcoat nothing. So I'll tell you what the real deal is, And I'm not going to just give you some, cookie-cutter answer that's going to just that's going to solve your problem for temporary, then you just go back to the same shit.
Gotcha.
So I keep it real. So.
Keep it 100. That's what I was like. Cause I see a post on there like a couple of years ago, and I was like, Black Dr. Phil. I was like, all right. I was like, I'll listen to it. It's like you wouldn't have no video on there, but I'd be like, all right, what do you got to say now? So I'd be looking for him, like, where's that? I was like, I was thinking like, damn, you're right. And it's just maybe some real shit like. Okay. So it's kind of like how when I came up with Fly Guy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I be saying all those stuff. So I had a shout out to him once. I was like, shout out to Black Dr. Phil. And he's like, oh yeah, Black Dr. Phil. I was like, I got a shout out to. But look, I know this man since elementary school.
Yeah.
So me and Black Dr. Phil go back, So to see him doing his thing, I'm like, okay, and I wasn't jogging off of his thing like. He had Black Dr. Phil, I had Fly Guy years later, and Fly Guy was that's a whole other story. That's like a whole other podcast, but, I'm betting Awesome Newsom on this show, so, and, I was just like, man, I said, JP, we gotta get Black Dr. Phil on here, bro, like, we gotta get him on here, bro. He's like, man, like, I was like, bro, I don't care what we do, we gotta get this man on here. And Black Dr. Phil, y'all, he hit me up, so I'm like, man, that's a real dude, because he's like, yo, what's up with the show, man? I was like, and we had a little setback, that wrong to hit both of us, me and JP the Creator, Yeah. More my fault, but is what it is. Oops.
Like, let's talk about Corona real quick. You had it too, right?
Yeah, I had it back in June 13th. That's when I officially got my results and said positive for Corona, and didn't know I had it, but the wife told me, hey, you should get checked, and then that's when I went to go get a test and stood in this long line. And actually, matter of fact, I couldn't even find a place to get a test in San Antonio. I had to go outside of San Antonio just to get a test.
Did you have to go to New Braunfels?
Yeah, I had to go to New Braunfels.
I was working at an ER, Lone Star ER, and it was...
That was actually the one I went to.
Lone Star, yeah, you sat in your car?
Yeah, I sat in my car and waited for them to call me, then... I went up to the little outside area where they gave me a little swab in my nose. It was like, I feel like somebody was digging for a string hole.
Yeah.
I felt like I stuck my finger on my nose too far. That's what it felt like. But, after that, getting my results 3 days later, and they were like, yeah, you're positive. Just stay home, quarantine. And then, like, 4 days later, my wife got it.
Damn.
Yeah, so. Corona was terrible. And for me, it wasn't that bad, but for her, it was terrible because she had asthma. Mm-hmm. So she couldn't breathe, and she, was all over the place. But she was smart, so she called her PC and got some antibiotics for her lungs, and she felt a little better after that. So
that's good.
Man, I took a test on Broadway, CVS on Broadway, and they'll give you like this. They won't let you touch them. They like drive through, and they give you like this. Little thing put up your nose, and they won't even do it. They're like, they're like, coach you. Yeah, put it up your nose. Now put it in your other nose. And I'm like, ain't that cross-contaminating? I'm like, so I went in and did it. Oh, yeah, put it in there.
Like, dig as far as you can.
Dig as far as you can. They don't even do it. And so I was like, when I tested positive, I said, this ain't right. I'm gonna get tested again. And then they said I had a friend, Will, and he's a doctor. He goes to my church. He's like, JP, CVS is like a big company, JP. So they legit. I said, nah, man, that ain't legit. Cause I did my own test. That's a legit test, JP. I said, no, man. No. And so then I went to sleep. I went to sleep for like 3 days. And I was just like, I didn't think I could sleep that much. But I could.
And for me, when I caught it, I had like that Monday, that was the week of Thanksgiving. So that Monday, I get a call, the person told me she had tested positive. So I'm like, okay, well, I wouldn't wait that long, so it shouldn't be a big deal. And then, so Monday came around, went to training and everything. I was like, okay, maybe I just have like a headache because I'm like stressing, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, so Tuesday comes around, we did the show, episode 17 that y'all see. It's been about 2 weeks now. That's why we're just not coming back. But we did episode 17, and I'm coughing, and I'm like, okay, maybe it's just something, just something, maybe it's allergy or something like that. I'm really trying to deny this shit, right? So I'm trying to go to sleep, and man, I kid you not, I sweat like I stole something. I'm freezing. I'm like, I was all clammy. I was like, man, something ain't right. So I finally woke up and called in at work. I said, look, I'm not coming in. I need to get a test. I think I've been exposed. And sure enough, they called me they called me that night and said like 10:47, I want to say, at night and said, yeah, you tested positive. So I got to work for 2 weeks. Just got back this week. And it was hell. I ain't gonna lie. 10 days, even 10 days sitting in the house, let alone 14, will drive a sane man crazy.
I don't know, it didn't drive me crazy. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
It drove me crazy.
It drove me nuts.
Basically, man, like I lost appetite, and then like I guess day 4,
I did too.
Day 4 or 5, I started eating, and I didn't really want to be around people and spread it. You know what I mean? Because like I feel like I got mild symptoms, and I didn't want to give it to somebody and they just have these crazy symptoms and have to be on the ventilator. I didn't want to do that to nobody. But what really got me was how people react to it. Because some people are real cool about it. They like, man, I'm sorry, man. They just act like it's a natural thing in life now.
Yeah.
And so some people act like, like you like the Antichrist. So don't get around me.
Yeah, come on. Get away from me, Satan.
Get away from me, Satan.
I told my family I had it, and everybody was like, "Oh, stay away from Ron. Stay away from Ron." Yeah. I'm like, what do y'all like? Is anarchy or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just like ousting me out the family? Like, that's not fair.
The people that I never thought would contact me and ask me how I was doing, were the ones contacting me and say, "Hey, how are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm good," And that was like that's kind of the good thing about it is in a sense that who actually gives a shit.
That's true.
Man, my friend Juan and his wife Christine, they probably got me the best thing, which was vitamins, and they had got me some tea. Kareem paid some bills for me. And I had to trust her with a pretty good amount of money.
Right.
My friend Raymond, which was the maintenance guy, he brought me over with soup. Soup helped a lot. He brought me over Caldo, like a couple times, because he was like, man, my wife cooked a big thing Caldo. I don't want to spoil bread over here. And then Jeanette kind of helped out a lot.
Child age sensation. Hope you're having a good night on your date night, but
Yeah, but she bought me orange juice helped out a lot too. The coaches on my team, they kind of supported me and gave me home remedies help a lot.
Yeah,
home remedies help out a lot.
That's what I was doing too.
And then my friend, my friend Dr. Will, he kind of Man, I got to be on the same show with that. But my friend, he was a doctor, and he kind of deal with Corona, and he bought me over like some stuff for my dog.
CVS is the real shit.
Yeah, CVS is real shit.
It's real good, bro. Like,
he bought me over some dog stuff and some cat stuff, and he brought me some meat. It was cool.
But you know, my whole thing about it was like, you know, and like I said, shout out to Ace Station because she bought me a big old thing of you know, orange juice. My homegirl Amanda, I hit her with that 7. She know what I'm talking about. You watch the show. Hit her with that. Hey guys, you gotta hit him with that 7. But we'll talk about the 7 later. So Amanda, my girl, Viladita, she'll be on Facebook, him with the TikToks and everything. A lot of people I didn't think would actually come in, and like I've always been a show me person. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me, show me. And a lot of people did, like, they did show me, and they showed me some love. Like, I had people that I don't really talk to at work. Hey, how you doing? You good? You good? I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. Like, I didn't tell nobody. Like, I didn't get on Facebook. If y'all look, I never got on Facebook and said, yo, I got the Rona. I never said that.
You know, it's funny. I didn't do that either because I was afraid that people would...
Yeah, people would oust you. Like,
I was like,
get that thing up. So when I did, so when I did put up a video, of course I put it on my page. I put it on my YouTube page. Where I said, hey, you know, I'm just letting y'all know, like, thank you for supporting me, being around, and it kind of restored my faith in people a little, just a tad bit. But you still got that little, you know, piece of your mind, like, now I didn't have Rona. You know what I'm saying? Would you really care? Like when you fell on the steps at the movie theater that one time, right? You hurt your knee.
Yes.
And I automatically like, yo, man, you good? So I had your number. I was like, yo, you good?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And I was like,
to be honest with you, I didn't expect that. To be honest with you, I mean, we haven't really, you know, been, you know,
yeah, we hadn't talked
or anything. And I was like, oh yeah, Ben hit me up, you know.
Yeah.
And my wife was like, who's that? I'm like, oh, that's a friend that I had since elementary.
Yeah, and it's like some people the people that you don't expect to hit you up, like I don't know, for example, like remember Jason Lee from like he's in the Air Force. He went to Reagan. I don't know how he ended up fucking Reagan, but
it was a long story.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, he ended up Reagan. I get to see him, but I wouldn't be surprised if like something happened to him. I just hit him up one day, you know, like, hey, what's up, man? Like, it's just so funny how you end up reconnecting with people, and some people change for worse, some people change for a whole lot better. Like, man, you was bullied in high school, all of a sudden you like the pastor. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you're like, yeah, man, I did like a year, you know, I did a year of Fed, you know, I just, you know, it's just, you just don't know who's gonna deal with you.
Man, but like it kind of restored my faith, you know, because
just a little bit. I mean, but it restored. I won't say a little bit, more like this. I have a little more faith, but I'm still a show me person.
Because
don't tell me.
I was raised, you know, you gotta kind of do for yourself.
Yeah,
and I can do for myself.
Right.
And like with my coaches, you know, from the Bombers, I didn't want to tell the whole team because I didn't want to be like, oh, JP, you got that shit. But I did tell like.
They got a crucifix right like we go, we go.
Like I told one guy, like if they, you know, like some people like tag me, and I'll say, hey man, I inbox them and say, hey man, you know, I kind of got, you know, and I told the coaches and the owners, and they was kind of like, hey man, well, I hope you get better soon, man. And I did 14 days, and I did 14 days because I just I didn't want to go back. I'm gonna go back to church tomorrow.
Right.
But I didn't want to go around like the people that I coached.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like I used to play against them. I used to play with them. And I didn't want somebody actually get it. And then they take it on their kid. And then, you know.
It's a chain reaction.
Yeah.
Like, it gets bad.
So that's why I was really glad that you told me, you know, because I could have gave it to a whole bunch of people.
And that's the one thing that, you know, us north of east guys,
north of east,
you know,
you have to do that.
And north of the side, north of the east. I like that. I like that. It was the East. You know, and that's
East upside.
East to the side, north to the east. I like that. So,
They tag team and
look, me
we ain't doing no more pregame.
Me and Dr. Phil went to Justin together. So, and Justin was one of them places. We were the last class, and I'm gonna say 05 still alive. You know what I'm saying? 05 we still alive. You know what I'm saying? We still out here, and we were the last ones that were like the real. Oh, he's real. Like, hey, your main girl, I'm hitting that. What's up? Like, we can box, or we can just let it go. Hey man, you know what?
I would say 06 was pretty close to us too.
It
was 05 and 06 was kind of like
6 was close, but I didn't really.
Because I vibe with some people in 06 and I vibe with some people.
And I did too. My best friend was, you remember Chris Martin? Big white dude? He's kind of out there for work now.
Yeah.
He kind of mad at me for whatever reason, but we'll talk later.
Yeah.
So, but we've been friends since, elementary, high school, and friends, we're still friends now. But I ain't talked to them in. But anyways, 6 was like, you had some of them that probably failed. So it's like, I ain't call names, but you know what I'm talking about. Some people failed and they should have been 05, but so we had some that was still kind of real. But me, I wasn't really a fighter in high school, so I didn't really bother with anybody.
I was. I ain't gonna.
Now, you had to box. You was like, man, this whatever. Like, I'm like, bro, I gotta fight. Like, yeah, man. Like, he was, I think didn't you and Thomas get into it at Kirby? Over a shoe thing.
Do it. So my best friend Thomas wears a size 15 shoe. And I said something about his grandpa, and I had no idea that his grandpa passed away.
Ooh, that's
so I was like, your grandpa, like, we was talking about each other. I was like, your grandpa. And then he got mad. He's like, what? And then before you know, I'm like, I'll turn around. I was like, whatever. And all I know is I seen the size 15 shoe hit me in the side of the face. It was like a mortar of brick just coming at my face. Like, he threw it. He threw it. Like, if it was a football or a baseball, it was like, ugh, and I was like, it just hit me hard. I was like, well, what the hell is that? I thought somebody punched me. And it was him, and he came at me, and we just started just throwing stuff. And then later on that day, we made up, because I was like, that's when his mom told me that his grandpa passed, and I was like, oh. I'm so
Y'all didn't get caught though?
No, we didn't get in trouble. Coach just broke us up and was like, Stetson, get over there. Miller, go over there.
Yeah.
Y'all been fighting.
Usually get to fight in locker rooms. That's the thing. Locker rooms and the weight room, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
That's the main places where you kind of you build that brotherhood-ish. But what was so Corona was just it's been a really screwed up year as far as Corona is concerned.
The funny part of Corona is I knew about Corona since last year in July.
Right.
Because at my job we're kind of informed about stuff that happens ahead of time that's in other countries. Not that I'm saying what my job is. Keep it NDA disclosure, but I should say I knew about it, but it was over there in China. So it was kind of like, a lot of stuff I was seeing was like, oh, okay. It was like jokes, like Corona, and then they say, oh, I have coronavirus, and they put out Corona beer. So I didn't take it serious. Nobody took it serious.
Until it got here.
Until, the first case happened in, I believe, in September. It was in September. The first case happened in September 5th, I believe. I'm not really sure.
He survived, didn't he?
Well, what happened was he came from China. The person came from China, and he had Corona. He gave it to his family. They all quarantined. I think it was in L.A. I believe it was in L.A. or New York. One of those two cities. One of the major port cities. And that's when they quarantined, and they didn't really have an answer for it, because it was already spreading in China. But we just thought it was just a China disease. So
just like AIDS, they thought it was like a gay disease, Yeah,
a lot of stuff comes out of China, supposedly. That's when the first case happened in September. Then it wasn't really a big deal, and then it kind of started just spreading from there.
Right.
And then once it hit San Antonio, it was like, oh.
It really hit.
That one
really
lady
hit here.
That one lady that had corona, that it was in North Star, and nobody knew about it.
Yeah, she was walking around like it was spreading it. Yeah. Didn't they put her in prison for that or jail?
No, they didn't put her in prison because she didn't know.
Oh, she didn't know
she had it. She had got tested for it, but like I said, at that time it was early stages. Nobody had any kind of answer for it.
But you know, a lot of times with corona, the bad thing is it's not a set.
It's not a set of symptoms like
it's not a set of rules. Like,
well, no, they have it now. They have rules now. Like they said, 7 to 10 days or 7 to 14 days you should be in the house. But like usually around the 10th day, like you stop having symptoms, you're kind of able to come out the house.
Well,
so but they're still in the early stages of it though too.
I don't know. I got my opinion about corona. I think because me personally, before I had my knee injury back in December of last year, I caught the flu for 2 weeks, and it was horrible. I mean, I couldn't breathe. My throat was swollen up, and had to take all these antibiotics and medicines and stuff. If anything, that should have been the corona. So I'm thinking in my mind, did I already have corona before? And then when I caught it back in June, it was just like, I was cold. Oh, I can't smell nothing. Oh, okay, whatever. Because during corona, I was eating the whole time. I was eating like it was nothing. Like my appetite did not go away. I was ordering. Wing It, wings. Shout out to Wings. Shout out to Wings because shit was good. You know what I'm saying? I was ordering groceries. I was just like, I was fine. You know, I was eating like it was no tomorrow. So it was like, you know.
And everybody has different symptoms over it because I can make it from my room to this couch. That's it.
And you already be tired.
Tired. Sleep.
Oh, I was tired.
He talking on the phone. Bed. You sleep. Like, I'm here, man. He's like, man, you sleep. I'm like, all right. I didn't even fight with him. I was like, man, it was just bad. But so, y'all heard about Debo, right?
Oh, man.
My man Debo, Tim Tiny Lister, R.I.P., died on Thursday. They said they went to his apartment in Rio del Rancho or something like that.
Marina Del Rey.
Thank you, Marina Del Rey. Went to his apartment. Said there was an unconscious male there. They ain't said a 6'5" Debo, but then they said dad the scene, and he was shooting the movie, and apparently he was due to illness he couldn't finish the movie. And they said they suspected COVID, and so Debo passed. So I know him as Debo. His name is Thomas Tiny Lister, and they call him Tim Tiny Lister, right?
Yeah, Tim
Tiny Lister, and he was 62. He played Zeus in No Holds Barred against Hulk Hogan, and of course the white guy won that one because it was like a racial thing. There's no holds barred, there's no rules, and Zeus like this big old cockeyed black dude. You can't whoop me. So
have you ever seen the old promos for that?
I've never seen it, bro.
I actually looked that up on YouTube.
Man, I need to look it up because apparently WWF actually they financed the film.
Yeah.
So then when they made it real, like where Zeus wanted like revenge for losing to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I kind of lived during that time, man. It was intense.
I was like 2. So
yeah,
I was like 2.
Yeah, it was intense, man. It was like Zeus was like, Zeus and Mr. Lester, Debo, he looked the part.
Yeah, and he's a big dude. Like apparently, when I was looking up his info, just because I like to look up people and kind of like see where it came from. Yeah. And it said in '82 he was the Division II NCAA shot put champion.
Yeah.
And he played USFL or something like that, United States Football. He played two exhibition games that got cut. And then he decided to do acting, and he just blew up from there. The only reason I know him as Debo is because I was old enough to understand Friday in '95. I was, we was like 8, right?
Yeah, we was like in elementary.
Yeah, we was in elementary school. So Ryan, you remember Ryan and Gary?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, man, Debo coming down the street. Debo. I'm like, who's Debo? And they're like, yeah, Debo, he gonna snatch your chain. I'm like, who is Debo? And they're like, so when I find something, I was like, oh, that's Debo. And so, you know, we be in high school like, yo, you gonna Debo my chair like that? They're like, man, yeah, I Debo your chair. So like, before you know, you scrapping. You know,
it was like the fighting words.
Like those fighting words, like, yo, you go Debo me like that, like, you like kind of bump somebody like Debo, and then like.
When he fought Hulk Hogan though, that would make Debo to me like
Zeus.
Yeah, when he was Zeus, man, it was like, dude, like it seemed like he was bigger than Hulk Hogan, bro. Like
he probably was.
He probably was.
Oh, but Hulk Hogan was a big dude.
Hulk Hogan's like 6'7", right?
Yeah, but the way they, you know, wrestling is all about camera angles.
Right.
But dude, like this dude was really like, yeah. Like, you know, wrestling back in the day to me, it was more.
It was realer than
they hyped it up. You know what I mean? So if you, and all them dudes looked the part. You know, like all them dudes, even though they was big, they looked like they would mess you up.
It was juicing.
But they look like athletes, though. They look like athletes, though. You know, they might have been juicing, but they looked like they was. You didn't want to see none of them dudes in the damn.
Yeah.
And so now it's like you see Roman Reigns can go. But you see Roman Reigns, you like, man, I ain't scared that dude in no dark alley. You know, unless you just see him.
Unless you know, it's like kids now will know who Roman Reigns is, John Cena.
Yeah.
But
John Cena kind of could fit in that area. Because John Cena could.
He played D3. He played D3 ball too, like football. He was center. So, but our people, we be scared of Shawn Michaels. We be scared of.
I wouldn't fuck with Shawn.
Triple H. We be scared of Undertaker. We be scared.
Even if they old, I still wouldn't fuck with him.
Look, he super kicked my eye. I'm like, oh, I got super kick.
I feel like the sweet chin music was just like really not.
But see, in the 80s though, like in the 80s, man, it was just like these dudes had the body.
Yeah,
so it's like you know, like the Macho Man. You look at the Macho Man look like he lived in the gym. You know what I mean? And now they just like look like athletes.
Back in the day, and Ron can attest, and you can attest to this too. They stayed in the weight room. Like that was their thing. They had to look the part because you don't see no little skinny dude like me or some dude like me, average looking dude, come in here and whoop Triple H. Triple H got these big old this big old dude like. You ever done with Triple H? No, like no. I gotta look the part. Okay,
no way I would whoop somebody that size. That a real reason.
Here's one. Big Papa Pump. Can't nobody whoop Big Papa Pump.
No.
That Scott Steiner. That's his name, right?
Scott Steiner.
Ain't nobody about to whoop Big Papa Pump. He's like Big Papa Pump. I think
he spent the night in the gym.
He might have a sleeping bag over here like, yeah, I'm going to sleep for about 10 minutes and I'm out to get pump again.
But what do you think? Back to Debo.
Back to Debo.
Can they make a Friday now? I don't think they can.
I honestly think a Friday can be made without Debo. I think they can make a Friday, but they're gonna have to have a tribute to not only Debo, but the pastor. Felicia.
And
not Felicia. The Janet Jackson. Once she said like Janet Jackson, the bald-headed girl.
To see.
Oh yeah.
Who else died?
John Witherspoon.
And Pops.
I think.
And dog, grab my ass.
But see, man, like I'm not trying to down them as people. Like,
but you need that neighborhood book.
You need Debo. And you need Pop.
Yeah.
Like Bernie Mac wasn't really. He was in the movie, but he wasn't like part of.
It was a small part.
He wasn't like.
It was a small part.
Yeah, but he wasn't like the part of the mythos of it, like the.
Yeah.
But you know how Ice Cube he likes to do the tribute to people, so he would find some kind of way to kind of like
probably like maybe in the character. Bring in a new character. I think what they should do is they should. Yeah, they should bring in a brother or like let's say his son.
His son.
It was that dude from Onyx. Yeah, that was his little brother.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Debo had his little brother in there. Cause remember he went to jail.
Oh, you talking about part 2?
Yeah.
And he kept slapping dude in the head.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was his brother. I thought that was just
So in the movie, I think it was his brother, his homeboy, or something like that.
Yeah, homeboy. Yeah.
But see, I don't.
Well, what I didn't understand is how he ended up in jail in the first place. Like, because they didn't really explain how he ended up in jail. They just, like, after the fight, they kind of went back to where he was laying there bleeding and carrying.
He stole a new chain.
Huh?
He stole a new chain.
But, no, well, dude stole his chain back. You talking about red? I was saying red's money.
Yeah, he did send it back.
But he stole it back, so they never really explained how he ended up in jail. It's just like, he said, hey, remember me, Pump? It's a rematch. You know, he was like...
I mean, it probably was something else and all that. Maybe he did something incriminating and probably got put in jail.
He probably did. I mean, because he did a lot of shit, so, I mean...
Yeah. That's what I think it was.
Stealing bikes, knocking niggas out. It's my bike, Pump. You got niggas flying in the air and shit like...
Debo was... he was I didn't realize how many movies he was in. I looked up his, like...
He was in Fifth Element.
In Fifth Element, he was in a couple old school movies.
He was in a lot of old school movies. Like, I never knew that. I just knew it was Debo.
Yeah.
I said, that's Debo. And they're like, Debo, I'm like, for Friday.
You know, he was in this one movie with, what was that? Steve Martin and somebody else.
Really?
As a security guard.
Really?
It was like a security guard movie. I remember I watched it with my wife and I was like, oh, there's Debo in it. I didn't know that. Like, he was in the movie, but it still was like...
Everybody knew Debo. Like,
he still kind of had that same type of role. Like, he was just a big dude in there, just like, hey, you know, I'm afraid of you, you know, because you big and black. You know?
With cockeye.
Yeah.
That was a trip. You know.
I was a trip, but I'm sorry. That cockeye was like, I'm like... Because that dude, even in the second one, he said, man, it's like, I'll knock your eyes straight, man. He's like, I'll get a brick and knock your eyes straight. He's like, you better quit playing with me. I was like, I just got crazy did you.
Ouch.
So, like,
that's me told him.
So, like, I guess, let's talk about, like, I know we talked about that briefly, but, okay. I don't think
make another Friday.
I don't think they can.
I think a lot. Okay, so y'all remember what happened with Paul Walker and all that, right? His brother kind of looks like him, so they use him as a body double. I think it can be done, but it has to be done in a creative way with people like that was trash. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, and truthfully, they shouldn't have waited for Smokey. They should have said, you know what? If Smokey if he don't want to do Smokey anymore, forget it. Just cut it out because you never know how long people are gonna live. And this is a testament to it. Like, if somebody don't want to do something, you move on. Because he's like, oh, well, my son, I don't want to see me like that, and blah, blah, blah. And I think he could have been like, yo, I would say, because he said he was going to rehab in the first movie, right?
Yeah.
Well, why he ever show up for rehab? You know what I'm saying? He can briefly come back and like, yeah, man, I'm clean now. I don't do that no more. And it just, not be in the movie anymore. But it's like, I think that's going to force him to come back because Debo died. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I think him rehashing that role, a reason he probably don't want to do it because it wasn't really like a pleasant role. I mean, he was a pothead, which was cool. I mean, in that time, that era, I mean, it was like it was kind of shunned upon. But now we're in 2020. It's like,
he can be clean now, though. He can be like one of those clean potheads, like and there's ways to do it. And Chris.
He wasn't like Evil.
Chris Tucker or Chris Rock? Chris Rock? Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker is a talented enough actor to where if he did what's that with Jackie Chan?
Rush Hour.
If he did Rush Hour, he can damn sure do another Smokey. I mean,
but I don't think it could be another Rush Hour.
But see, man.
Oh no, Rush Hour. That's done. That's
done. Man, it's kind of like he wasn't Evil. Evil was a crackhead.
Ezell was a crackhead.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
so,
you can't bring Ezell back. Ezell just...
No, I mean, you can, but...
Is he going to clean up?
You should bring him back. You know what I mean? But, see, Friday...
It's an old crackhead.
Do it. You know what I mean? Friday is more of a...
Old school movie for old school.
It's like a hood movie.
It was an old school hood movie.
So that's good, man. You know what I mean?
You can't...
He made him into... you're a crackhead. You're mean, man. You know what I mean? So you act like that movie. You know what I'm saying?
It's like Brother Man.
Yeah, I mean, mean. Like, why are you ashamed of something that is iconic?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like
Smokey was the first one to get catfish.
Yeah. It's just like you being Samuel Jackson being ashamed of that you was that the dude in Django.
Oh,
I mean, come
Django,
on.
Yeah. He said,
Samuel Jackson bounced. He had different types of roles that made him who he is.
Y'all remember him in Lake View Terrace when he was a cop?
Yeah.
I mean, he did some things.
He did some villainous roles, and then he did some roles that made him look good.
Mr. Glass. Like, he was Mr. Glass in Glass. Like, he's done some roles like, the Negotiator. I mean, no,
he was in the Marvel movies playing as
that dude with one eye.
Yeah, Nick Fury. He played Nick Fury. So he played a good Nick Fury.
Yeah.
And so now, honestly, you can't really replace him in that role. Honestly.
Yeah,
I don't think you can.
But that's part of being an actor.
But
so why Chris Tucker ashamed of being Smokey?
I don't know. People probably remember him as Smokey, like, hey Smokey, like, nah.
But the question is, what? I mean, if Chris Tucker was in a different movie now, would it be iconic like Friday?
It's never gonna be iconic. We're never gonna have any more iconic movies like that because those people have gotten to the point where they're older, and we know who they are. But these youngsters don't. They think that Drake is like the shit. We think like we're like, nah, we had NWA. What you talking about?
I feel like Chris Tucker.
And no disrespect to Drake. I mean, love Drake, but I'm just saying like.
I mean, Chris Tucker, if you would have came back and been Smokey, you kind of gotta always remember where you came from, type of thing.
Yeah, that's where you came from.
It's just like.
Smokey!
What's wrong with the role?
I mean, before that, you was just doing what? Stand up and comedy.
Stand up. He said
that comedy jam and comedy, right?
He said one time he said, man, your OG be having a gang fight in your crib. He's like, I gotta go there and break him up. He said, I stepped on one. He's almost to get a tissue, and this joke disappeared. He's like, next day I see him on crutches, like it's walking around like.
It's just like Day. That's an iconic role. Mike Epps did what he did with that.
Mike Epps also made other movies.
I saw Mike Epps in person though. I saw him at the Laugh Out Loud.
See, Mike Epps, if he did another role, he didn't have to. That was an iconic role, but he also has other iconic roles.
But All About the Benjamins.
All About the Benjamins, like he's done other movies.
Even Bow Wow was in All About the Benjamins. Like, old boy looking for you, like, who? Him right there. Boom.
But I just really think that Chris Tucker, he made a whole lot of people mad when I doing Smokey.
Yeah,
because it's you slap all the Friday friends in the mouth. Because to me that was disrespectful. Because everybody liked the Smokey. It's not so much he a pothead, but he like the dude that is the hood. That make any sense? So he's the dude that symbolizes the hood. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? Honestly, I think if they made up Friday, they don't really need Smokey. I mean, if you put Mike Epps back into it,
but I
think that'd be enough right there.
You know who I saw a picture of. It was Devo, Felicia, and Miss Parker, and like as their regular selves. And Felicia actually looked pretty damn good. I was like, did y'all know that her son plays? He played NFL. Well, I don't know if he's still playing, but he played for Miami as a quarterback, and then he went to the Lions.
I didn't know that.
Dude was he could ball. And the old girl that played Craig's girlfriend, she went homeless for a little bit.
Oh,
the one you tell that bitch where it was. I'm gonna beat her ass, and she had a nigga laying right behind her.
Oh,
yeah. And I never noticed. So like,
I never noticed that until I watched it.
Right behind her. Like,
I was like, this.
I think that on Facebook.
And that's what made you think, man, this is a trifling.
So she went home for a little bit, and she got a couple breaks. A lot of these people, their first break was Friday.
Yeah.
And they had Ice Cube to thank for that because he wrote that movie.
And Chris Tucker shitted on him.
Look,
he might have, but I honestly think Friday could live on without Chris Tucker.
I feel like he shitted on him.
I feel like Chris Tucker did make it funny in the first one, but
I think that if they make one more, because they were supposed to make one in 2016, it never came out.
Yeah.
But I think they make one more because everybody's dying. Pop's dead. Bernie Mac dead. Devo's dead. The girl that played, she said she dead. She dead.
We lost so many iconic black people in like the past 2 years.
And okay, the last one, old girl from Babs. Old girl from Babs died too.
What?
Old girl from Babs. The one said,
Is that why they killed her?
Yeah, she dead, bro. She dead.
What did she die from?
Colon cancer.
Oh,
she dead, bro. She the one that booyah.
I remember her.
Yeah, she's dead too.
Man,
so everybody's dying in freaking 2020 from Corona. It's like, well, damn.
Yeah, a lot of people. We lost a lot of iconic people.
A lot of iconic people, man.
I mean, we started off the year losing Kobe.
I said.
And then we lost Chad Bosman.
Chad Bosman, we did a
yeah, we lost him. I actually cried when he died. I actually shed a tear. I was like, oh. Him and Kobe. I shed a tear for both of them. Because I'm like, you know, I grew up on Kobe. And then, like, this Chad Bosman guy, I watched all his movies. And I'm like, man, he played somebody.
I watched 21 Bridges not too long ago. Like, that was a pretty damn good movie.
I haven't watched that yet.
21 Bridges, like, if you get a chance to watch that.
The thing that I hated about when he died is that he was good at this black superhero job.
Yes, he was.
And I think black kids need that.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah, but he was good at that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
It was like legit. It wasn't like, you know, because sometimes it's forced on you. But he just actually made it work.
He made it 42.
And then but see, he made Killmonger. Because a lot of people like Killmonger too.
Oh, Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, and a lot of people like him. So it was two young black actors, and both of them kind of made that movie happen.
Michael B. Jordan killed it in Creed, and I didn't see Creed 2.
Yeah, Creed.
He fought Drago's son.
Yeah,
in Creed 2, and Drago came back talking shit to Rocky. And I'm like, well, shit, why does scrap right now and take out the string like he did with Tommy Gunn? I'm like, I'm just saying, you ain't gonna watch it, you know? I'm like, you ain't gonna watch it, like, you ain't talking about boxing.
Creed 2.
I didn't see it, but so, you know, but R.I.P. to Devo, man. You know, all the iconic black actors that have passed away in this year. We'll never forget you. We're a young enough black Dr. Phil in our young enough generation, and you know he was in a generation where he got to see Zeus and all those things. Like, I just hear about it. He's seen it. Yeah. You know, so we kind of came around afterwards, and like, he was a wrestler. Like, oh, okay. Well,
I didn't even know he was a wrestler.
I heard about it, but I never saw it.
It was for me. It's eyes, man.
That cock guy, bro. That cock guy just.
It was like when he was a wrestler, man. It was just like, you see this dude, and he was with the $1 Million Man, and
Teddy DiBiase, and he was with Macho Man.
Yeah, and they put him with all these people, and they just hyped him up, and he's like this big dude, and it worked, man, because
6'5", I'm sure, close to 300.
It worked, man.
Yeah, so I was like, R.I.P. But R.I.P. to man. So I know we was talking about this earlier, but I'm gonna start this off. I love big women.
I'm gonna fight.
Okay, let's talk about the fight first. Okay, so Mike Tyson and Roy Jones. What y'all think? I think it's too old. I think it's like two old drunk uncles at the barbecue about the box.
Mike Tyson looked good though.
I didn't see it. I didn't really care to see it, and I was not gonna pay $50 to watch two old iconic fighters.
I gave you the league.
I know. I just didn't feel like watching it.
Mike Tyson looked good. He didn't look good enough to fight.
No.
Like, you know, professionally, but like if it was like a semi-pro fight, yeah. But I still think
I think you should have punched him in the face.
I still thought George Foreman was like the greatest thing ever.
George Foreman won the belt back at 45.
That's what I'm saying. People sleep on George Foreman.
Everybody sleep on George Foreman. Everybody sleep on the man's got a grill. I mean, come on.
The shit they do was beat people's ass. No, like,
yeah, 45.
Yeah, he wasn't doing that bullshit.
Beat people's ass and cook it after that. Look,
he wasn't doing fights where people don't get knocked out.
Okay, I'm hit y'all one. It's about 30 years ago.
Okay.
Buster Douglas, when he whooped Tyson back in 1990.
I remember that clear as day.
Buster Douglas.
My dad tried that on pay-per-view
Buster Douglas, we whooped Mike Tyson on pay-per-view. Tyson even said, I wasn't preparing for him. I was kind of taking him lightly. Buster Douglas' mom passed away. He said, I'm going to win the belt. And he did. He knocked that out.
I mean, there was a couple. Mike Tyson had a couple of Tysons that
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. Tyson caught him with this clean hook. He was in. Cause you know how Tyson like to get in there. Tyson was this kind of his thing was scare tactic. He liked to you know when we was in high school.
Yeah.
You had to do this. I'm right. Stand up for a second. You had to do what's up there, bro? Like, what's up there? What's up there? What's up there? Like Tyson had to push off when he started hitting you. And then it's like, cause you had to what's up there, bro?
I never understood that when I was
am I whispering in your ear or something? Like, what am I doing? But I saw that video. I said, you had to. It had to be a part of what's up there? What's up there?
But the thing about Tyson,
but he
is that you really looking for that punch.
That's the punch.
He was patient.
That messes up your
that messes up your soul.
It messes up your psyche.
He was in there. He was locked up with Douglas. I never forgot. I was watching it. He was locked up with Douglas. I just see this uppercut come. He said, boom, and Doug said, and he just backed up. I was like, oh shit.
Now the dude,
cleaned his clock.
The dude that kind of schooled him was inexperienced.
Yeah, Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis was an architect. He was one of my favorite boxers.
I love Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis beat you up and then talk to you like, so you know how to whoop your ass, right?
He had that jab.
Yeah,
because he had that reach. He had that, 84?
He like 6'5".
Yeah, 6'5", 84 reach or 85. And he would hit you with that reach with that jab and lead into a hook.
Yeah.
And that's how he knocked you out. And it was like an architect. He was patient. He would wait. You know what I'm saying? Like you swing. You know, he just boom, boom, boom. He just hit you with a jab and then bow.
So that fight to me,
sloppy.
it was sad, man, because they were just hugging one another, man. Tyson won the box, and then
Roy Jones won the box. He didn't want to fight. He didn't want to go.
So I was watching just I didn't even watch the fight.
I didn't watch it.
I watched clips, and from the clips that I saw, it was like Roy Jones got tired after the third round, and it was like, okay,
was it 10 rounds?
I don't know. I think it was 10-7. I don't know.
6 rounds.
All I know is that I didn't watch the whole fight. I watched the clips.
I think it was 8. I think it was 8 rounds, something like that.
Yeah, 8 rounds. It was 8 rounds. Okay, so after round 3, because at first the first 2 rounds it was Tyson looked like he was good to go.
Yeah.
And he wanted to just get in there. You know, he was just kind of just bobbing, weaving, boom, boom. You know, hitting them. But
he was tearing
them up the first 2 rounds. But the third round, Roy Jones got sloppy. And I was a little disappointed because I was and my mind was man, I hope Roy Jones knock out Tyson. All this hype about Tyson, this and that. I was team Roy Jones. I'm not gonna lie.
He said, oh, he do something crazy. He'll do something crazy to him. How you gonna do something crazy? You can't even.
They just couldn't fight. I feel like honestly that I could have went in there and fought Roy Jones and it would have been a good fight. That's how bad it was.
Tyson has not fought since 2005. 15 years. Yeah. Jones hadn't fought in about 2 years.
It's been about 2 years?
About 2 or 3 years. But 15 compared to 3?
But for Roy Jones to be that sloppy.
That's what I'm saying. That sloppy ain't fought in 3 years. And the last dude that beat Tyson don't even box no more.
Exactly. It's
he don't even box no more. And that's when Tyson was on a decline.
You talking about when he just said and then he come back and fight?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen that when he said it in the corner and did not come back out.
No, I didn't see that part.
Okay, man.
2005?
He was fighting the dude. Tyson was fighting the dude. I think it was Rhino or something like that.
Was that his last fight?
Yeah. And then he did
knocked him out.
He did not come back out.
Oh, well,
He did not come back out the corner.
And that's when he said, I'm tired of fighting these no-name dudes so they can get a name off of me. He's like, I'm done fighting. And that's when he was done. Like, he's like, I'm done.
Well, I mean, because he wasn't in there. Like, because the hype was on, Floyd Mayweather?
And Floyd Mayweather was starting.
Like, that's when Floyd was starting to kind of go up. And kind of like,
I think his decline came when he fought Conor McGregor, bro. He looked sloppy in that fight, bro.
Floyd Mayweather, he's smart.
He's a very smart boxer.
He's a smart boxer. He's not the one to go in there and ruthless and try to knock you out. He's smart. He knows that if he hits you a certain amount of times, he's gonna get the points. He knows that. The whole point is him. The whole point is him not trying to get hit by you. That's how he boxes, and he's been doing that for almost 8 years.
His whole entire career,
but before that, when he was in the beginning of his career, he was knocking niggas out.
Don't you want to see somebody that knock Mayweather out? Like,
I would love to see that.
But I want to see that in his prime, not when he's on a decline already and been out of boxing.
I kind of want to see this white boy knock him out.
Jake Paul?
I want to see Jake Paul knock him out.
Are they actually going to fight?
You know damn well they ain't going to happen.
It ain't going to happen, but I want to see it. I'm kidding. And if anything, it should have been Nate Robinson. It should have been Floyd Mayweather. That would have been like, oh shoot, he deserved that. But Nate Robinson didn't deserve that.
Nate Robinson shouldn't have been in the ring at all. And if Floyd Mayweather was backing up Nate Robinson and like, oh man, at least he had the guard step in there. I said, bro, he was an NBA basketball player. They ain't throwing hands like that, like they used to back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you found like man, what's up? Like, yeah, it's who's Artest when he ran up in the stands. I mean, it was good. It was good jokers.
Jermaine O'Neal was got done like that.
He said what?
Jermaine O'Neal was.
Oh no, he wouldn't. No, O'Neal would have gave us would threw them hands on him. But I'm just saying, like, it's like Nate Robinson. I'm like, I mean.
And he got slayed by the internet.
And they had like, yeah, I want to go Nate. Like, I want to go Nate. I want Nate. Like, I know my boy said like, man, I ain't going Nate. I'm going Nate because he got laid out.
What I wonder is, after getting knocked out like that, how do you recover in life?
Man,
how do you recover?
My face for a while. Bro.
How do you recover your career or anything? Like you are completely embarrassed. It's like
you can make a career off of that though. I was getting your ass knocked the fuck out.
But see, the thing is, it's like social media. Like one thing happens to you, and social media slays you. Like crucifies you for just that one thing, and it sticks with you for a while.
Like Red from Friday, he got knocked the fuck out.
That was a movie.
But that's what I'm saying though, you see, like you got knocked the fuck out.
It's like something you just can't recover from.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to recover from that shit.
I kind of think. I don't know how you recover from that.
No, you can't. You can't recover from that. No, it's one thing to lose the fight, but you got knocked out. And I mean, it was like 3 minutes knockout. Like, it was like Jake Paul cocked back, boom, boom, and just caught him. And he just went straight down. Like, he didn't just go
face down. He did face down.
I think if they was boxing and looked like I felt like if they was boxing and looked like a boxing match and looked like, how sometimes somebody just get caught.
Yeah, you get caught.
He didn't look like that. Neither one of them a good boxer.
No, Jay Fox not a good boxer.
It's like you got two people going off the street and they start boxing.
Jake Paul actually does train though, and I was watching one of his videos on Facebook.
Like that.
Well, I mean, you can't.
But see, Jake Paul was trying to fight other people though.
He's a YouTuber.
Well, then why
you're a YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get your name out there, and of course he's gonna get his name out there by fighting regular people, some big name people. And he was fighting this dude that he actually went over there, and put Drago on the front of his shirt. Like, I'm Drago, and tore his shirt off and all this stuff. And dude was like, look, sign this, so whatever. and he knocked dude out. And that was a regular.
Oh, you talking about? Yeah, I saw that video.
Yeah, so
but he also had a thing with Soulja Boy.
He fought Soulja Boy?
No, he was supposed to.
But
never happened.
Soulja Boy probably got scared.
Soulja Boy backed out. Not to put Soulja Boy on blast, but
Soulja Boy, watch him crack cross.
I don't know if it was him, but I remember it was somebody Soulja Boy was supposed to fight. I think it was J. Paul. And all I know is that J. Paul went over to Soulja Boy's house, and they was supposed to, sign paperwork, sign contracts, and they were actually gonna fight. But it never happened. So I mean,
Soulja Boy smart.
I'm not gonna lie though. This J. Paul guy, I mean, I gotta admit, he's a real ass nigga. But in the same sense, he don't want to fight Mayweather. I mean, I just think that's...
He wanted to fight Canelo, and he wanted to fight McGregor.
Canelo would knock his head off, bro.
I would love to see him fight.
Canelo would knock his head. Canelo, like, are you serious?
For one, I honestly think Canelo beat Mayweather. I don't care anybody say he won that fight. I don't care what anybody say.
It's because it's Mayweather.
Because it's Mayweather. And even though no, he won that fight. I don't care. I don't care what anybody say. I still think Mayweather lost. I think Mayweather should have lost a couple fights.
It was against Canelo, and I think people were saying Marquez.
Yes,
he beat Marquez beat him too.
Marquez definitely beat him. Like he was on his ass the whole match, the whole rounds, all rounds. He was on him, and I was like, Mayweather might lose this, but no, Mayweather, like I said, smart boxer, point for point. Hit him a certain spot to get a certain amount of points. Smart. I'm telling you. But
yeah, when he fought Pacquiao just looked sloppy, But he said that he hurt his shoulder, and that's why he wasn't. But you see when he beat up Keith Thurman? Pacquiao beat up Keith Thurman.
I didn't see that.
He put them old man hands on him, bruh. It's like if me and you was a sophomore, we trying to fight a senior.
Not gonna happen.
He put them hands on him, bro. But anyways, so that fight was trash, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it was trash. I don't particularly care to see Tyson fight again, bro. Jake Paul, if he do fight Mayweather, I'll catch the highlights. I ain't really worried about it.
I'm not really gonna watch that.
I'm gonna watch it because they're gonna last 5 minutes.
But and who knows? Maybe Mayweather knock him out. I don't know.
If Mayweather knock him out, I'll be happy.
Do you remember when WWE had that they had that short boxing tournament?
Brawl Fall.
But yeah, and it wasn't Billy. I think it was Billy Gunn, or was it Billy Gunn?
Bart Gunn.
Huh?
Bart Gunn.
It was Bart Gunn. Remember he was knocking everybody out. He had hands.
Oh yeah, I remember.
He had hands. He was knocking jokers out, and he fought Butterbean, and then he was it fought Butterbean? Somebody fought Butterbean. He hit him with a chair. I'm like, man. But anyways, back to my original statement before we got on this. I'm gonna start it off. I love big women. And here's why.
Why?
Dr. Phil and JPD Craig. I got a scenario for y'all.
Okay.
You go to the carnival, right? Oh, yeah. Everybody go to the carnival. What do we go to the carnival for? What concession do we go to the carnival for?
I don't know.
The concession. So you go for the roasted corn, and you know what I'm talking about. It's not the funnel cake.
I was just going to say funnel cake.
You know the funnel cake. It's what you go looking for. Everybody like, I know it.
Look for girls? I mean, I don't know.
The turkey leg.
Oh.
The turkey leg.
Man, what carnivals are you going to? Because the last one I've been to,
I wait till I get out of there to buy something.
Okay, so look.
Yeah, I don't mind shit. We don't do that on the east side.
Look, north and the east, when we do night you buy turkey at the end, but
are we talking about 90s turkey legs, or are we talking about now turkey legs? Because now turkey legs is like almost $15. I'm sorry.
No, I'm talking about 90s turkey legs.
I'm taking 2 for $10 at Chili's for that.
How much are they at March?
Huh?
Turkey legs at the March.
At the March, they're probably like $9, maybe $10.
That's not bad. That's not too bad. Like King Williams' parents about that much too.
I mean,
but anyways, my point. Yeah. But ain't nothing wrong with it, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with it. We're all fine. You know what I'm saying? we still cheap though. Okay, that's what happened. Tiffany Hunter, you see this? Holla at me. Anyway, yeah. So like I said, Ben News, you know, remember me? Holla at me. But anyway, so the reason I say this is because when you get a turkey leg, do you expect that motherfucker to be thin and no meat on it?
No, I don't want it that way.
You want it nice and juicy, right?
Yeah.
Thick, right?
Okay. Yeah.
That's how I like my women. Why you want a thin turkey leg that you gonna devour in 2 seconds?
How much is too thick though?
What you mean? How much it costs?
No, how much is too thick?
What you mean? Too thick is like
how big is too thick?
Yeah, how big?
How much is too thick?
Yeah, how much is too
Oh,
thick?
that's a whole other class though, bro. Okay. I might piss some people off. To me, I ain't talking about these like roll time.
You talking about
me? Huh?
You mean refrigerator box?
Yeah, we talking about a refrigerator. Like I ain't trying to have the fridge in my crib. I'm talking like who was thick in high school, bro? Like
Name a movie stuff so we all know.
A movie star was thick. Okay,
I don't think for me, too thick was like Monique and like when she was.
Yeah, that's too. She was funny as shit though.
Oh, Princess! In that movie.
Precious.
Precious, whatever his name was. Precious. Like
this movie star.
That's too much.
Why they put it in Empire?
But fine thick is like Queen Latifah.
Okay. Yeah. Queen Latifah.
Let's say
Janet
Jackson.
Yeah, she can get it. You know, I don't know. I don't care what none of y'all say. Halle Berry can get it any day of the week, bro.
Halle Berry.
I'll smash any day of the week, bro. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. And Miss Parker too.
Over up in Reno.
Reno.
She was in Reno.
Reno 911.
Yeah.
She's
Budget?
Yeah.
I seen her before.
Yeah.
I love a thick.
Hey, I don't know if y'all ever seen this. She be on Facebook all the time. She had this little bit like Daphne Springs or Pat, something like that. Hey, she's bad, bro. She bad. But so here's another thing that people get me all the time, and I always get this. They say, "Ben, I can't believe your ex-wife was black." I'm like, "Why?" They say, "Because you like white girls." Now, first of all, let me explain this.
Was your ex-wife black?
Yes, she was black. Her name was, well, I ain't gonna put her name out there, but people that know me know who my ex-wife is. But yeah, she's white, but she acted white. So, anyways, move the symbol on there, and they're like, damn, like for real, you come setting the symbol, like seriously, like come on now. Anyways, Ben News was Neapolitan. Okay, Ben. Neapolitan. You got vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. Vanilla, white girls. Mm-hmm. Chocolate, like it's kind of like black, Puerto Rican, and they're kind of in the middle. Because that's why it's in the middle. Black. And then you got strawberry,
which would be
with
everything else.
Everything else, yeah. Like, everything else. Like, it's like you got Asians, child Asians, you know, Cubans, everything else. So it's like, yeah, and there was a couple girls that we was talking about back in high school that were like, man, now I don't give a damn. If you remember from high school, I might point you out, I might not, but I'm not going to throw myself out there too much, because I might get a lot of ridicule for this. But I might have been trying to holler at you in high school, but now, if I see you, I'm shooting.
Man. I mean, it's beauty in all races, but man, it's something about black girls, man.
Yeah.
It's something about black girls.
I don't give a damn.
Don't get me wrong, I love my chocolate. I love black women. Love them.
It's like they.
I just love pussy.
It's like the. No, but see, a black woman got a certain attitude, man. It's like
that's too.
I like that though.
Bro,
like that.
Here's my thing with attitude, bro.
What's that? What's your thing?
Here's my thing. I have too much of an attitude to my damn self to where if we both get together and she give me an attitude, I'm gonna give her a chance.
You
I'm
gonna
gonna give her a chance. I'm gonna let her make it. I'm gonna let her make it a little bit. But when she get the comment like you black this and that, like
I don't know, man. To be honest, I gotta be honest though. I've never actually. I've only been in maybe like 2 relationships with like 2 black women out of the whole time. Because I've had.
Well, see, that's because you get pause. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stick together.
The same thing is I've had a taste of everything, pretty much everything, anything you can think of. I pretty much had a little dip in. You know, I've had dip in with Brazilian. I had dip with European. Yeah, man. I've had all kinds of different types of girls. European, French, Italian, African.
African cool.
The African girl I dated, she was really nice, you know.
Yeah.
And
but if you mess up with them, it's
I haven't really talked to her since. I mean,
it's rap.
she was from Nigeria.
No, yeah,
It's Nigerian,
which I cut your ass.
She was like, "Oh, I'm a prince." You know that I give you that. Oh, I'm rich in Nigeria. You don't really believe them until you see it. Then you're like, "Oh, she actually is fucking loaded." You know.
I never met them though.
No. When a Nigerian girl says that she's a prince, I'm not even saying princess, but her family's really wealthy in our country, believe that because 9 times out of 10 it's true. Because a broke Nigerian ain't gonna come to the United States.
Yeah.
Think about it. You know, most foreigners that come to the United States, usually their family is not broke, or either they're doing something to help their family get a leg up.
All right, let's do this. Okay, I want to see how I can do it correct. Cause it is beautiful women in all races.
All women are beautiful women, bro. I love women.
All right, let's do this. I really think black girls are shit. I really do. I like their bodies and everything. But okay, we're gonna do this. Mm-hmm. Name a race and name the baddest chick in that race. First name to come off your head.
Oh,
Let's say white girl.
White girls. Back in the day, it would have been that one that played in Baywatch.
Pamela Anderson.
Hey, I don't give a damn what y'all need to say.
No, I'm gonna go with somebody else. White girls. Pamela Anderson was hot.
Hey, Sandra Bullock can get it though too.
That's what I was gonna say. Sandra Bullock. That was my girl. Sandra Bullock
can get it though too.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
All right.
We're talking about Scarlett Johansson back then or Scarlett Johansson now?
Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson.
Back then?
Black Widow.
Okay.
Yeah, Black Widow.
Because if you go back then, it's like,
Yeah, Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Okay. Black woman. I'm gonna have to go with my girl always, Gabrielle Union.
Shit, I'm going Halle Berry, bro. No, you know what? I'm Halle Berry and Pam Grier.
Oh, you going old school?
Yeah, yes.
Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys. Lady of 911.
That was Janet, wasn't it?
Not Janet. She was 911.
What's that one that dude said? It's like she said, please don't hurt her. It's like too late.
The TV
that
show.
Was Janet, wasn't it?
No, the TV show 911.
Oh, I don't even talk about. But I've only seen one episode of that.
You know,
I think I know who you're talking about. I forgot her name though.
How Stella got a group back?
Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
Oh, she did too.
And
get it too.
And the girl on I can't think of her real name, man. But the one that was on Empire. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her. Yeah, she's on my list.
You know who was? But like she was crazy as shit.
Cookie.
Thomas put it up. Oh, girl from Stay Moms Who Love and Hate. Crazy bitch. The one that beat herself up through a break through his window and all kinds of shit.
I thought that was Angela Bassett that played.
Was that Angela Bassett?
Yeah. No,
that wasn't Angela. That was
fuck, who's that?
She tried to shoot Martin in the movie. She tried to shoot him. Everything.
Oh, you talking about fuck? What was her name?
She's a crazy bitch.
The one that played in
I think she played in I Still Got a Girl. Was it? I'm sorry, what? What's the one where she set the car on fire? She's like, hey, it's trash. She said the car. She said all his clothes, everything.
Man,
put it in
I
the car and said,
I was glad that.
okay, well, anyways, okay, Latino women.
Rising Sanchez.
Rylan Sanchez, okay.
Sofia Vergara.
That's
I'm gonna go with J-Lo.
let me tell you something about J-Lo. Let's just stop for a second. Let me tell you something about J-Lo. Okay, I feel like J-Lo was overhyped tremendously.
No, bro.
Because I feel like she was just a basic Puerto Rican girl from New York.
Let's talk right there. Puerto Rican.
But it's nice,
so she kind of in the black category.
Nah,
she's in the black category. No. Y'all see, look, y'all tripping because here's the thing. All these Puerto Ricans say I hate black folks. Like you probably hate yourself because you got some black in you somewhere.
Puerto Ricans don't
Wait. I'm married to a Puerto Rican. Let me.
Hey, now you can't go out Puerto Rican.
Puerto Ricans don't hate black people. Puerto Ricans love black people.
Okay.
The reason I hate black because I went to Puerto Rico and I got a lot of love. But I went with my wife, it was like a lot of love, you know.
Okay, my bad.
There are some there's two types of Puerto Ricans.
Okay.
There's the New Ricans, which are the ones from New York. Those are the ones that probably say, oh, I don't like black people, blah, 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 this and that.
Okay, that's why I
the real Puerto Ricans that's from Puerto Rico that lived on the island, they like black people. Because they know their heritage. They know the true heritage.
You ever been around a Cuban?
Like Cubans are a different story. They're different story.
Now I was around this Cuban dude, and his wife is, I don't know what Angela. I think she's white. She's from Maine, so yeah, she's white. But anyways, but hey, look. I'm sorry, like y'all see it, bro. But look, so I was talking to him. Where I said, "Hey man," I said, "So how y'all define race?" He said, "Man," he said, "in Cuba, he's like, you're not white or black or European. He's like, you're Cuban. He's like, if you're there, you're Cuban. He's like, we don't fuck each other. He's like, we don't give a shit. He's like, we don't care. We don't fuck each other." I'm like.
I don't know, man. Cubans are racist, bro.
He was not racist. He was like, he's like, you're Cuban, like you're. I'm like, so like, I was like, so you like my Cuban brother? He's like, yeah, like, man,
cool. I dated a Cuban girl and she likes black people, but her parents, the old school Cuban people are kind of like.
So I'm saying he's a new school Cuban, like he's in my age range.
Okay, yeah, so like
old school, they kind of
Cuban one time, and her mom liked me,
but the dad did.
The dad called me all type of nigga.
Yeah,
and I was looking at his daughter like, well, I gotta hit your daughter though. So anyway, but I gotta hit your daughter.
Your daughter like it.
Yeah, your daughter like it, but yeah. So
just like in life, he's like, but your wife just begged me to stay.
Like, life is cool.
The movie Life. You remember? Yo, and then they blame him and Eddie Murphy and Martin for killing the dude. They didn't kill him. And dude, well, yeah, that for you youngsters, watch the movie Life.
Yeah,
so tell me when I get life.
That's definitely
Yeah.
The different races they prefer different things. At least majority of them do. Just
I've been around a lot of different races.
That's all.
So for me, growing up in San Antonio and being that Fort Sam and Randolph are right freaking here, and Lackland, even though it's on the other side of the world, we're all this kind of like this melting pot. So for me, when the people come to Judson, I didn't give a damn what you were. I mean, if you were a nice looking girl, was something I particularly found attractive, I would look. It didn't matter if she was black. I mean, white. It didn't matter to me.
I always had a problem meeting a family, because it was like when I went. I don't know.
Most times I met with military English.
I never had a vibe with white girl. I never did. We just, I don't know. I never did have a vibe. It was.
Tell me, white girls.
I don't know. I
don't know, man. I can't.
It's some really, really, really attractive black girls, but I just never had a vibe with them, like on that level. You know what I mean? But
there's some that will cut more than anybody else. Like
I guess I was just. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Like I tried to get with a white girl. I only dated maybe like 2-3 white girls. I dated 3 white girls, 3 different types of white girls, by the way.
Yeah.
Like I dated the really sadistic one, where it's like, oh yeah, my parents are rich and this and that. Yeah.
And they would look at me and walk the other fucking way.
Yeah. Then I dated the broke white girls, where their parents were just trailer trash, and they
perhaps say something fucked up to me, and I wouldn't even want.
Yeah, that too. And then I dated the hood white girls, which. Actually, got with the white girls.
I wasn't enough. I wasn't enough. Like they,
I wasn't
because I wanted to do something with my life, but you live on the east side, you want to do something with your life, so I haven't shot nobody. So
I get you.
Yeah, but no, man, it just I never. I had friends that was white, and my friends dated, white. But I don't know, it was just never mind. And it was just like I never felt a vibe. I guess. Hispanic chicks, it was like.
Was I hit or miss?
It's hit or miss. For me, it was hit or miss. With them, it was kind of like a.
I never really got to that. I gotta say it. I was, I would never be like, I never got to that. You know how you do something with them, y'all do what y'all do.
Mm-hmm.
I meet their family, but I was never like
into it.
No, it wasn't that. It was just like it didn't go to that where I thought this was the person I'm gonna marry.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
You didn't see.
It was just like
you didn't see nothing further than what it was.
No, I mean it was cool. But then it was like the culture kind of. Cause see what gotta happen with Hispanic and Black people, your culture gotta mix, and it would never mix with me. It kind of like got to that point where you cool, and then right when it would get to like, cause I dated one girl, and it was just like this girl really thought I should pay her bills, and I really thought I didn't need to pay her bills.
She was on that old school stuff. I want to stay at home and take care of the house, and you take care of her.
And so she's big on that. And so basically, she found a dude like that. And then she called me one day, and she's like, "Hey, you want to hook up?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." So then we hooked up, and then she came back to me and always asked me to pay their light bill. And I'm like, "Baby, don't you got a job?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "So you live with your mom, right?" And she said, "Yeah, so therefore you don't pay that many bills, right? Cause you know." And then she was kind of like, I said, "Well, you don't need me to pay your light bill." And she always hit me up at the wrong time. And I was just like, she was making money.
Oh,
and
man,
it was just like,
she was trying to use you.
So then
that was a lot of Justin girls in general. Though. I ain't gonna call no names.
But it was. I mean, it's a beautiful girl that would coach you, man. But it was just like with me and black girls, it was just like
they had their own stuff going. They pay their own bills.
Yeah, but black girls, we had that connection. Like we had that.
Well, because it's similarity in culture.
Yeah, we would have that.
It's easier to connect with your own race than it is.
No, hold on.
It was like
because
no, it was more than that. It was just like I could relate.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it was like we would talk about something, and like it was just
like she knows.
I know her. You know what I mean. I know her at that level. And then it was like with Hispanic chicks, it was like, yeah, you cool. But I don't know
your structure,
your inner. Because you gotta know somebody. Really be with somebody, you gotta know who they inner is.
Yes.
And it was just like I never knew who their inner was. And
some people don't stay together long enough to get that, and it's like I get it when people say like, "Oh, you should be with," or I always get this. Don't forget where you came from. well, I came from my mom and my daddy, so what you talking about? Because you don't know where I came from. And this whole like, oh, you should embrace your heritage. Like, I embrace who I am. And who I am is not this person that needs to be loud, obnoxious, or anything of that nature. Now, was I sensitive in elementary school? You remember that shit? Yes, I was. Very sensitive person. I ain't gonna lie.
I was too.
I was a sensitive guy, so I kind of broke out of that. But I am who I am. I couldn't help that. But this, don't forget where you came from. That really annoys me because you don't know where I came from. You don't know what background. I could have came from a rich family or a really poor family, but because of the way I hold myself, everybody thinks that it's supposed to be a cultural thing.
See, what that means to me, my mom used to say this. She said, man, y'all don't want to live on the east side, but y'all always come back. And what she mean by that is that, oh, y'all not good enough to live here, and you can live anywhere you want. But what she meant is you too good until you gotta come back. You know what I mean? So you too good, you think you're too good until you gotta ask the people from there for help. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. And so when you always remember where you from, is like you always remember, like, okay, you from Wheatley Courts, you from East Terrace.
I'm from 78. I know where I started from.
Yeah, but the East Side, it was more, the East Side, you kind of gotta live on the East Side, man, because the East Side is like...
Oh, I live on the East Side. I live on Crazy.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like...
in WWY.
Yeah, so it's like, you help your neighbor actually is your neighbor, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, so like, your neighbor is like, you actually know who your neighbor is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you actually know their kids, and you know what I'm saying? So man, it was just like, you never forget like where you came from. You know what I mean? So like, it's just like I got friends like Josh, man. Josh like really know who I am. Like Josh is like my family friend. It's like he is my family.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? It's just like they really think I'm their family, And it was a friendship so tight that they like my family. You know what I mean? We really consider them family.
Yeah, that's
so, but it's just like, I mean, I don't trip when I see like, to me, if you date a white chick, a black chick, a Hispanic chick, a Puerto Rican chick, or whatever, and you still know you black, that's cool. You know what I mean? But
I don't forget that.
What gets me is that in San Antonio, when you see a girl that's dark, and she is the baddest thing in the place, and dude just treat her like shit because she dark. I'm like, really, dog? And she the baddest thing in the place.
See, that's the thing, man. I never had anything against dark girls. Because I used to like dark black women. I like them more than light-skinned women.
Yeah.
But, like, me personally, like, I feel like, and I kind of could relate when you come from where, like, black women know you because they know they can relate.
Yeah.
And my wife's Puerto Rican, so her struggle in her life, earlier life, was like, you just gotta see like the island hood. Like it's like I'm telling you, it'll make any hood in San Antonio look like Stone Oak. I promise you. So when I went to Puerto Rico in 2018 to go visit her family, and I saw where she grew up at, how she grew up, I was like, oh, I can't relate to that.
Right.
But she saw my hood, Sunrise, Camelot 2, Lakeside, you know what I'm saying? Rigsby, what about Delcrest, places I lived at. And she's seen that, and she's like, oh, okay, yeah, you grew up kind of ghetto, But she can't understand my struggle as a black man. Like, I used to get pulled over a lot, black cops. And she never understood that. She's like, oh, well, you're speeding. It's that. Like, no, I'm not speeding. I'm getting pulled over because I'm a black man driving a nice car.
Right.
Or a black man driving an old school car. I used to drive a 2003 Mercury.
Right.
You know how many times I got pulled over in that car? I got pulled over in that car 26 times.
Dang.
And I had 26 times, I had 10 tickets.
Wow.
It was so bad. I live in Meadowbrook right now. I mean, not Meadowbrook, Ventura.
Right.
I was going to work. And not even 2 streets down, I'm already getting pulled over.
Wow.
Just because I'm driving that car and I so-called fit the description of somebody in the area that did a drive-by. Wow. Because of my car. because I'm a black man. You know, and she don't understand that. She don't understand that struggle. So it's like, if I was with a black woman, she would automatically know, oh, they just, you know, like she would know. But
you know, with me, I would really, like, I have really tried to date outside of her. Like, seriously. You know what I mean? I have. And it always got to the, I was dating this one Hispanic chick. That probably was the closest thing. And me and her became cool. And we were kicking. It was good kicking it with her. And then I went to the North Star. I seen a black lady just look at me like I was the biggest piece of shit in the world. And I never told her that. I never told her that.
That was.
She looked at me like I was the biggest shit in the world. And so, you know, and I never told her that. And then I asked her one day, I said, hey, you know, I'd like to meet your parents, because she met my mom. And she was like, my parents wouldn't like you. I said, why? She said, because the person I married, he was black and he treated me bad. I said, that don't mean I'm bad. And it was I always had that block. And, you know, so like if I had, you know, when I went to school, like when I went to St. Gerard, I never had that block with friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, you know, like if I had, you know, like a friend of Hispanic, I could go to their house, go to Quinceañera, do all that.
Yeah.
But it was just like when I was dating. It was just like I had that block. But like, you know, if I had, you know, I got a lot of homeboys that are Hispanic. I got a lot of homeboys that are white. I can go to their house, kick it. You know what I mean? Meet their parents. They was always like when I was dating, it was that block. You know what I mean? So like if I was just a friend, it'd been cool. But when I was thinking about seriously dating them, it was always that block. Yeah.
I had a homegirl we just reunited today. And we were talking about, I was like, you know, I kind of miss how we used to be. We used to be cool. And this when I was in San Angelo. San Angelo, let's be for real. San Angelo is like, there's a lot of white folks up there. It's West Texas. I've been up there a couple times. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. West Texas is not very diverse, but it is a big, a lot of drugs run through there, like through Lubbock, Big Spring, Big Lake. They all come through San Angelo, and then from San Angelo, you know, 3 hours away from a big college town, which is Lubbock, right. Texas Tech is right there. Right? Yeah. So we're a part of the Texas Tech system now. So a lot of people, the only diversity you saw in San Angelo is if you were happen to be a student that just kind of ran across San Angelo State by accident, which I did, or you were an athlete like Kyle Fox. Yeah. No disrespect for Kyle. Like Kyle was shit. But if you weren't an athlete or it's kind of like happened to run across them like by accident, you weren't really looking for San Angelo in that type of way. So when I got arrested, I was 23. I, you know, doing dumb shit, thinking I was invincible, driving drunk, and I got dismissed, by the way. I took care of everything. But the first person I called happened to be a white girl, and we were so cool that her mom had the money ready to come get me out.
That's good.
Like, she was gonna come get me out, but when I got out, I found out that one of my homeboys kind of blocked it. And he's like, oh, don't. I was like, so why didn't you come get me? She said, well, he told me don't worry about it. So I looked at him, I said, why would you tell her not to get me out if you wasn't gonna do it? You know what I'm saying? We're still cool to this day. Me and that dude are still cool to this day, but I still kind of think about that. I'm like, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? And then to me, it's not that she's a white girl or she's, you know, it's just like, to me, she was down. She was down for the cause. Yeah. And it's very few people that you see are down for the cause that are different from your color. You know what I mean? But sometimes you see people the same color as you, and they ain't down for the cause. They down for you to go down.
Man, you know, right. I'm absolutely right. See, what happened to me in college, man, I went to Texas Tech. And it was such a cultural shock. You know what I mean? And because it wasn't because it was mainly white, because, you know, like I said, when you're in the military, are you around, you know,
San Antonio's a melting pot, bro. So
it was just like, man, like when I went to college and it was just mainly white, and they looked at you like, they looked at you different. You know what I mean?
You felt that stare.
Yeah, you felt that stare.
It's like football, like, no, like, why are you here?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You're like, oh, you
go to school?
You just were here to go to school.
Yeah, and dude, it was a different world because, like, you know, you can go, like, man, like, I would go off campus. And, you know, like, if you go to UTSA, you can say, hey, well, I go to school. Cool. Then they're like, so you think, I said, yeah, I go to Tech. And they were like, so you think you better? I said, no, bro, I just go to Tech. Because why else would I be in Lubbock? Go to Tech. And then, oh, so you think you better? So it was different. So basically, man, it was this girl, and she was a white chick, and I liked her, man. She was cool. When we went out, we had a project together. Basically, you know, it was in it was a social psychology. So we had to go to the mall. Mm-hmm. And, you know, do different things like smile at people, wink at people, you know, all this other type of stuff. And we had it documented. So we had a blast that time. You know what I mean? And then it was on Sunday, so I asked her, I said, hey, man, because you didn't eat on the dinner on Sunday. You had to go out yourself. So I asked her, I said, hey, man, let's go, you know, go get something to eat. You know, we was at the mall, you know. And she was kind of looking at me like, I kind of sensed she didn't want to go out with me because I was black. You know what I mean? I really sensed that.
She want to be seen with you.
Yeah, but we had a good time at the mall. It was cool. And I didn't come out.
Don't know about it. It's cool.
But see, I didn't let her know. I never came out like, hey, let me hit that ass. I never came out like,
of course.
You know what I mean? But she was really cool. So then, you know, I never came out like that. Never. And so me and her was cool. And then, you know, so then I had her for like a lab. So it was the same class. I'm chilling in the lab. And she sat down next to me. And I'm like, all right, whatever, fuck. So, you know, so then me and her got to be cool. We'd go to class together. She was always cool with me. And so, you know, man, me and her got to become real cool friends. Like, you know what I mean? But I never really, like, got a number or nothing like that. And because I was kind of trippy because she was a white chick. Yeah. And eventually, like, just being around her, I got to think, oh, this chick is fucking cool. So, man, so it's like the last semester and she was from Dallas. And so I was like, I'm going to let this girl know at least, you know what I mean? And so I got in the room with her and let her know, you know, kind of how I felt about it. I said, hey, you know, I really like you. I like to get to know you. You know, I think, you know, on that level. And I said, why don't we go to the movies? I ain't say, hey, let me hit that shit. I was like, no, let's go to the movies or something. You know, get to know one another. And if she would have told me, you know, I don't really see you like that, but yeah, we'll go to the movies with friends. I'm like, cool. And, cause man, I would be in this girl's class like we kicked it. Like every time I was in the class, she would sit right by me. Mm-hmm. So then I'm like, damn, I could at least have her in the movie. And she said, yeah. Or no. She told me, oh, we got to be cool, bro. Like people would come up to me and be like, hey, is that your girl? And I'd be like, these be white people. And I'd be like, no. They said, man, this is white people in Lubbock in like 2000 and shit. And they would come up to me and be like, I think y'all should be together, man. Like for real.
Like they telling you that.
Yeah. And so then, so I finally just said, fuck it, you know what I mean? I even called my mom one time and said, hey man, I really like old girl. She's like, hey, you should just go for it. You know what I mean? And so I went for it. I didn't see her as a white girl. I just seen her as a girl that I really liked, man. I got to know her. Yeah. She was a nice looking girl. But I never came out like, hey, let me hit shit. Never came out like that. And I just told her, I said, hey, I like to go to the movies with you and see if, you know, we got something. If she would have told me, I don't see you like that, that just be friends, I'm like, all right, cool. I would live with that. But she told me that she only sees herself with a guy that's white and blonde hair. Wow. She told me that shit. Yeah, she told me that shit. And then what was so messed up about it was we was in a class that we was in a class where it was like where we talked about stuff like that. You know, we talked about racial things. And we was part of a group called Tech Pride, and we talked about like, you know, how it was to be a minority at Tech and some of the struggles we had. So we would actually counsel the people that were there. And so, man, so basically last day, she tried to kind of make up for that and just didn't. So, like, I always kind of remember that. And then, so I tried to get on the LinkedIn, and she was like a doctor, man. And so I tried to hit her up, and I never hit her back up because that was a situation with me where she tried to say sorry, but I was in my 20s. And I just didn't understand, like, how we gonna kick it and you can't even go to the movie with me? You could have just said, hey, I don't feel you like that. But you didn't go
really
to the movie.
just said that.
She showed you who she truly was. And I don't care if you're a doctor or if you're the janitor. Right. You're the janitor in the hall. It treats you like a human being. And that's why
but we was cool. I mean, like,
you were cool to be her friend. You weren't good enough to be her relationship as a partner, and it's all because of what you were born as, a black man.
But see, it would have been cool. It would have been cool if she would have said, hey, Johnny, man, but I see you as a friend. Let's go out to the movies. You know what I mean? Not as a date, but just a friend. I'd be like, all right, man, cool.
But, it also depends on how she was raised, too. She probably was raised with parents telling her, stick to your own kind. Because some races are like that. Because when I was in Florida, I went to, back in 2007, I went to a program with Disney. Disney World had a program when I was at St. Phillips. Yeah, so I went to Disney World. They put you in this apartment with like weird folks or strange folks. You don't even know nothing about these people until you get there.
Right.
And you're in this apartment. It's kind of like a dorm. And they give you a job. They give you some classes that you can take in school, whatever. So it's like a whole college thing. It's a college program. So when I got there, I was culture shocked, like you said. Because I'm in San Antonio, so I'm only used to 3 races: black, white, Hispanic. Right. So I showed up at Disney World ready to get ready for what I need to do, whatever. I'm seeing all different types of races that I don't normally see. I'm seeing Arabian, I'm seeing European, I'm seeing Asian, I'm seeing African, South American, Canadian, Australian, Russian, Italian, all kinds of people.
Yeah.
So I didn't know in certain races they outside their race.
Right.
Because that's how they're raised. Including people here in the United States.
Right.
And like I was telling you earlier, I dated all different types. Surprisingly, I dated Asian. I don't know how I pulled that off, but apparently Asians are raised to date their own. And I guess old school Asians are not really
they're not fond of
any of the daughters or sons dating outside their race. So I was really into this one Asian girl. Her name was Elaine, and I worked with her. She was beautiful. Beautiful Asian girl, one of the beautiful Asian girls I've ever seen. She's kind of light complected, she's one of the tan Asian girls, but she was real light complected, real beautiful, this and that. We worked at this little restaurant called Trails Inn. Shout out to Trails Inn. That was a spot. That was a hood spot.
San Antonio?
Huh?
San Antonio?
No, she's not in San Antonio.
No, it's here in the top Trails.
No, it's not. No, it's in Florida. It's in Disney World.
Okay.
But shout out to it though. You know what I'm saying? We might have watched it from Florida. Trails Inn. Yeah. So I worked there and I tried. We was talking for a while, how you was with the white girl. We would hang out. She would hang out with me all the time. Come to my apartment. We'll hang out, chill, talk, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'll go to her place. We'll chill, talk, go to a bar, drink a couple times, you know what I'm saying? Have a really good time. So one night, I was walking her home, and I was just like, man, I really like this Asian girl. I want her to stay. I don't want her to go back to Taiwan or wherever she's from. You know what I'm saying? I was willing to say, hey, look, let's work this out. You can stay here, Pay for your visa to extend your visa or something. I don't know what, but, I was walking with her to her apartment, and I was telling her, look, I really like you. I'm feeling you. This is that. We have a good time. She had the audacity to say, it'll never work. And I was like, well, I know because you're, from a different country and it's kind of hard. But she was like, no, that's not the reason. I was like, well, what's the reason? You know, by me being like barely 21 here, I'm not understanding what she means.
Yeah.
She's like, it's not going to work. And I was like, why? She's like, well, my family's not going to approve of you. I was like, why? Because I'm tall? You know, like, I was being stupid. I was like, it's because I'm tall or what? She's like, no, it's because you're black. Like, she was one of those Asian girls that didn't hold back what she had to say.
So if you're a white guy, they're all right with it?
No.
White guy either?
Not white guys either. The Asian people want to date their own. They don't go outside the race. Maybe to give you a massage and do your nails, but you know, they don't go outside the race. And I was so like starstruck for the fact that she said that, and I didn't understand it until now when I got older. Now I understand all the stuff that she was telling me of why. And a couple other girls that I dated too said the same thing from different races. And it's like, wow, I can't believe y'all was raised to like think that way,
but
you know?
If she would have told you, like, I just see you as a friend, or I don't see you that way, to me, wouldn't that make you feel different?
I mean, at that time, I would have been like, I would have been cool with it. I would have been like,
That's better than how she told you.
But she just told me straight up.
Like, cool.
And I have a story, because we went way out of time anyways, but I have a story about that. I have a story like, it was more like, he had a kind of, I got backstabbed. You know what I'm saying? It was a little Hispanic girl I used to talk to. I was, I didn't understand how to talk to women at the time. So I was in anatomy class. She probably know I'm talking about her. Like the person that had like look, if you like watch the show, you know what I'm talking about. But I ain't gonna mention names. But it was Angela, and I was in anatomy, and I saw her one day. I said, "Hey, you're in my anatomy class." And I had seen her before, but she didn't really talk to anybody. She was from El Paso.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, you're in my anatomy class." And my boy Jesse was in there too. Shout out to Jesse, JT Turner. Y'all check that man out. Tribe, I think his brand is. Check him out. But anyways, so he was there too, and this is why I was trying to be like a physical therapist. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was gonna be the next one to like heal Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just before Tom Brady got hurt. But anyways, so I'm gonna heal Tom Brady. And, have Jim Kelly back in there playing again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So anatomy just like it was kicking my ass. And I said, "Hey, you want to study for this test?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure." I was like, "Yeah, well, I got a date first." And she said, "Oh no, we're going on your date." I said, "Oh no, this was the weight room." And she's like, "Oh, okay." So I went over there, we're kicking it or whatever. We end up, taking the class, took the test. She passes, I fail. Right? And she's like, "Well, you just said this funny stuff that like made me rethink of you, and like it was all good. It was all good, right?" Now, it was never a question about race. It's more about be careful who you take your people around. And what happened with her was I called her one day because I ended up dropping the class because I was failing. I was like, "Man, I'm barely passing lab. I'm failing lecture. I don't want to fail this class. So I'm just gonna drop it." So I dropped it, and so she hadn't seen me in a while. Of course, she didn't text me or anything like that. So I texted her. I said, "Hey, what's up?" And she's like, "Hey, what you been up to? Like, I haven't seen you." I was like, "Oh, I dropped the class, blah blah blah." So me and my boys are out playing ball, and that's what we did every day. We used to go to class, play ball, we lift weights and play ball and whatever. And he'd give me advice. We talk about this, talk like that. He's like, "Come to the room." He's like, "Call over, come to the room, bring her through, and come get the movie." Right? So me, my dumb self, I'm not discreet about it. I got my phone in my hand laughing and getting, like what's cool, girl, right? Yeah. So she walked through the room. My boy Pete Gaines was like, he said, "Man, B, you on 1 minute, you done?" And she walks through. Everybody stopped. It's like, damn, this nigga pull that? Like, what's up?
Oh, wow.
So they seen her there, like, damn, like, she's a little short girl, petite. like I said, I love women, but you know, I like my big women.
She wasn't that thick woman.
She wasn't that thick, but she was thick enough. You know what I'm saying? Like she was teeth but thick. But anyways, so we watching the movie. Like he gets like props. You know what I'm saying? And she knew that he was texting me. And I told her, and she's like, yeah, I know, because you ain't really straight about it. You know, now I'm like, I can be texting somebody like, you don't know what I'm doing. So, of course, I didn't learn the screens at the time. So, long story short, we started going on and on for a while, and so we started hanging out a lot more. Well, one day, I was getting up to go to math class, right? And I'll never forget this. And I said, man, it'll be a trip if I see an old girl when I'm walking out my room and I see her. It just crossed my mind, right? And I never took a nap before math class because I'm like, man, I'm going to math class. But like that, I was more routine. Go to math class, go straight to math class because I didn't know what the hell was going on. Yeah. Right? So I see this flash of pink go up the steps. And I said, that looked like old girl, like body type and everything looked just like her. And I guess she had a guilty conscience. She stuck her head up and said, hey, what's up? I'm like, what's up? What you doing over here? Because she knows me and my boy on the third floor, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, what you doing over here? Because she didn't call me until she was coming. And she's like, oh, I'm going to see a friend on the third floor. I said, okay, that's what's up. Like, I'm going to math class, so I'll see you later. So, yeah, well, I'll hit you up later on when we get out of class. I said, okay. So, some time went by, and I'm thinking about it as I'm going to math class. I said, now, who else will she know except for old boy upstairs? Like I said, I ain't mentioned names. I ain't trying to bless somebody out. Yeah. But I was like, who will she know besides the old boy upstairs? And I was like, she got to be seeing this thing upstairs. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's nobody else. Like, it probably crossed my mind like, duh, dummy, she's going to see this dude upstairs. And it was never about like, oh, she's Hispanic, oh, you're black. It was more like she was kind of like me. She didn't care about the race. Like, I thought she was cool. So that started getting to the point where she go upstairs, see him, and she come upstairs, see me. She like, hey, she text me, hey, what you doing? I said, just chilling in the room. She thought, oh, well, I'm gonna come see you. I'm like, all right. They said, I know. I'm like, you just hit me. Little I know, she's upstairs. Coming downstairs. So we're over here now, laid up on the couch, watching movies, and I'm like, it's like she's playing both sides of the fence. You know what I'm saying? So one day, me and dude started beefing. We got into a beef about some stupid stuff, man. I'm my own person, and he wanted me to be a part of the crew. You got to do what the crew does. I'm like, nah, man. I ain't down for that right now. I told you I ain't trying to get drunk like that. I ain't getting drunk. Like that's that. Like you're not gonna pressure me into it. So we got to start beefing. And then one day he comes just banging on my door. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Man, I can't breathe. I said, what? Man, I was like, get your ass in here for the cops to call. Come on. Yeah. What's wrong with you, man? He's like, I can't breathe. So he goes to my room, he goes to my bathroom, he's trying to throw up. And I said, what is wrong with you? He tears off his necklace. He's like, God's punishing me. I was like, for what? And I'm talking to a girl you like. I said, you mean old girl? He said, yeah. So at that point, I would have thrown him out. Well, then he told me to call another girl. And she's out in Austin. She's married now, but she's out in Austin or whatever. And she was, what was she? She was a mixture of things, but she was in like a white town. Like another little white suburb town, of San Angelo, like outside San Angelo. San Angelo like a city. Yeah. And they had the little towns around it. And so she's from there. And so she comes over, the old girl comes over, and he's like, all right, then we ain't beefing no more. Because he got some salt in the system and it came out. Well, one day she gets up and social psychology, bro. I was studying for a test, bro. I studied for a test. Psychology. I kid you not, to this day, I will never forget this, was hooping. And my boy Pete Gaines kept saying, he said, man, I think Ben like you, da da da. So she said to me, she looked at how I treated all my other homegirls, right? Yeah. And I said, well, did I do this with them? Did that one? She said, no. I said, then you should have known something was different with you. But she didn't see that because she was too blinded by, trying to play both sides.
She was trying to be a little player.
Yeah, and I'm like, so now that's why I'm cold like I am now. But it took a while before I got this cold. But anyways, so she stands up, and I told her, I was like, this time next year you gonna be my girl, right? And she stopped, and I scored a basket. I'm like, what's wrong? She played D. Like, so when she like, let's go back to the room. So I went back to the room, I showered, and mind you, she's sitting in my room like this. Like, this is how cool, this is how comfortable she was. She could sit in my room. I get out of the shower and be changed. Like, I go in my room, shut the door, of course, change, but she can be sitting there and just, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's just been, you know what I'm saying? So I get my books, I go sit on the couch, and I start reading. I'm studying for my test. I got an 80 on that damn test. I was pissed. But she's sitting next to me. She's kind of holding on my arm, and she gets up, puts her hands on her hips, and she says, "Ben, what do you think of me?" And I gave her this look like, "Are you fucking stupid?" What are you fucking stupid or something? So I was like, "What do you think?" I was like, "Fucking like." So I went off, right? And she was like, "I gotta tell you." So I was like, "What? You and that nigga? I already know about this shit." Blah blah blah. And she was like, "Well, I'm not gonna leave him because you man." I said, "No, it's cool. It's whatever." But so from that point, we stopped talking. And then some years later, when I hit about 25, she had a kid by him.
Oh, wow.
She came back down to San Angelo, and she was like, "See, man, this could have been me and you. We could have had a baby." I was like, "No." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was trustworthy.
Mind you, I didn't have a baby until like 4 years later. Shout out to Bailey Newsom. You the truth. That's my daughter, shout out. She was like, "Daddy, what you talking about?" Anyways,
yeah.
So long story short, bro, like, I don't talk to them. I rarely talk to them. I still talk to dude to this day. Like, we squashed it. But I guess the moral of my story is, like, not necessarily she was Hispanic or she was white or whatever, but it's be careful who you take your people around.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
If you don't watch it, they will snatch them.
Oh, yeah.
I was just one of those, just right from under me. My boy P. Gaines, like, he's like, "Man, on the cool bean, like, you was kind of taking along with that." I said, "But if we boys, you need to come to me like a man and say, 'Yo, man, I'm feeling that. You need to figure it out. Make a move or step back.'" I'm like, "All right."
Back,
But that's adjusting coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like, make a move or fall back. Like, but he ain't say that. He just kind of backdoored me and just swooped her up. Yeah, swooped her up, man. There's another girl that, I ain't gonna say her name either, but she knows who she is. JR, we're just gonna call her JR. And this, she was cool, and she told me, like, "Yeah, I know," like, she knows the situation with them currently. I'm like, "Oh, okay." But it just goes to show you that how you got them is how you kind of lose them too. And not necessarily that they're cheating on each other, but they're not happy.
Yeah, always inside.
Yeah, so
like that.
But I say, "Hey, man, more power to you." But anybody got any closing statements now? Because I know we went like quite a while on this one.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I just want to say, man, if you know somebody with COVID, man, just understand they don't want it. Treat them like a regular person.
Please.
And if you can help them out with getting them food, vitamins, or just calling them, man, keep them company during their 14 days or 10 days or whatever time they quarantine, that'll be helpful, man. You can either be a friend at that time or show them that you ain't about shit.
That's the time when you show who you truly are. I just want to come back to JP on that one, and then we'll get you, Dr. Phil. Like I said in the beginning, y'all, I'm gonna show me, not tell me, and a lot of people show me that they're about their life, and like, "Hey, man, I really do care. Hopefully you're doing well." If you know somebody with COVID, if you have COVID at this time, just know you're not alone. It sucks. We know how it is. We understand what it's like to be stuck in your crib. You can't go nowhere. I can't say that I'm necessarily going to be able to drive to you on the other side of town and get you anything, but I can try to find ways to get you the resources that you need. Ladies, Tiffany Hunter. You know, I was just fucking with you, but really, if you do see us, hit me up. But anyways, any of you other girls at Justin, if y'all was feeling your boy back at Justin, look, I look even better now. I think, you know.
And so do I.
And my boy Dr. Phil looks even better too. Look, we're older now. So we got the muscle now, we got a crib, you know. I have a kid, but you know, that's okay though. We ain't worried about that. But anyways, ladies, just know that you're beautiful. All of you. All of you are beautiful in some way, shape, or form. If you got attitude, that's okay. I ain't tripping. I'll adjust it for you. I'll adjust it for you. You know, some of you a little attitude, Justin, but just know you're beautiful. And don't let a man tell you that you know because of some kind of imperfection, you're perfectly imperfect. And I love every last bit of it. Just remember, ladies, if your man say I love you, just know the fly guy loves you. Okay? Ben the Awesome News, aka Fly Guy. And oh yeah. Last but not least, everybody's beautiful. All races are beautiful. Let's not look at color. Look at the person. And if she happens to be a Mexican girl, she happens to be a white girl, whatever she is, Asian, Cuban, whatever, give it a chance. Don't think old school. Because if you look at it and you look at your lineage down the line, Master was fucking one of them slaves. So you are not pure like you think you are. so that's my closing statement. That's my closing statement. I know we went a long time. I hope y'all enjoyed this show. Dr. Phil, what you got to say, man?
All I was gotta say is I love the big girls. and the Tyson fight was sloppy as fuck. So don't say it was a good fight. And just want to say to all people who do have COVID, I've been there with you. I know how you feel. It's not pretty, you know. Just make sure you stay in good spirits. And, you know, 2021 is going to be better. 2020 was not a good year, but some good things still came out of it. But 2021 is going to be looking better. And just look forward to the future. That's all I got to say.
So next week, episode
19.
So episode 19, we're going to try to get
J-Bone?
Yeah, J-Bone on there.
Okay.
And kind of see what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
See what he's doing in the rapping world. And hopefully we'll have Jeanette Davis and Tracy back on the show.
Okay.
And so we're going to do a lot of local people coming up. And then thank you for coming.
Oh, cool.
I
definitely want to come back.
Always a pleasure, bro. Yeah, please come back.
Yeah, definitely.
Any of y'all that knew me and Dr. Phil in elementary school, don't be trying to hate. If you want to come on the show, just hit me up. Y'all know my Facebook. Stop playing. You know, I ain't got no beef with you, no grudge. If I did have a grudge with you, it's over. Like you can consider it officially squashed. Too old for that shit. we can't box like we used to, dog.
Well, I don't fight. I fight with you, my words.
If you want to come on the show, man, just let somebody know.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
And it's really fun. We even feed you, you know.
Yeah, we do. Ask Dr. Phil. We fed him too. So hey, we can't pay you, but we'll feed you. So look, we'll see you next week. We should be back on track. I'm Ben Awesome Newsom.
I'm JP the Creator.
And I'm the Black Dr. Phil, aka DJ D Man.
Yeah, y'all see that man. And we'll see y'all later.